guys, this is the Dream Plexi setup. You might be asking, well, that looks like a Marshall Class 5. Well, it is a Marshall Class 5, and a lot of you guys know it as the kind of clean bedroom amp, but you can transform this guy into a screaming loud Plexi amplifier. And the thing about it is that, well, the Plexi tones from it are pretty good, but you are limited to that tone that is way too loud for the bedroom and too quiet for playing with a drummer. And we are going to solve those problems and add a few awesome features to this amplifier. So what I'm going to add here is I'm going to add a master volume and the ability to crank up to about 40 to 50 watts. We're going to have a presence, a depth, and we're even going to have an effects loop. And the way I'm doing that is I'm using a power station by Farad. These power stations are pretty expensive. They are about 800 new. You can find a nice deal second hand, and that's what I always do to get my gear. And this is really the way to make this Marshall Class 5 your dream amplifier. So this is my Plexi tone with this amp. Let's look at the settings. It's about mids all the way up, treble all the way up, volume at about 8, and the bass is at about 6, and we get this tone. By the way, I'm using a Marshall 1968 cabinet with G1265 speakers. These speakers are the late 70s speakers, not the Heritage reissue speakers, although those sound great as well. A lot of times you would want an effects loop with Marshall Plexi, but you guys, adding a effects loop to a Marshall Plexi is not really that simple to do, because basically you want to crank the output stage, the transformer and everything, so you don't have any headroom in your amp. And that's why we want to use the Farad power station, because it's a clean power amp after the amp, and your amp is loaded safely down, giving you a really nice effects loop that is better than any effects loop available in any Plexi style amplifier you'll ever find. You get the real cranked up power amp tone, and you get an effects loop which is awesome. So check it out. That's my tone. Going to add this Line 6 Echo Park here, and that's a really nice pedal in the effects loop to give me a little bit of delay. Normally you would only be able to put it in front of a Plexi, but right now we have it in the effects loop because I have the Farad. With the trails on feature, the trails even keep going, so that's really nice. You get that nice cranked up Plexi tone. You have your effects loop for your pedals. You can even get a second kind of boost if you put a boost in the effects loop. Let's try that. You know that point when you want to get up a little bit. It's not possible with a straight up Plexi and an attenuator, but here it's possible because we have a boost in the effects loop. And let's check that out, guys. So you are able to get an extra step up in volume, and you are able to set that volume from your pedal board, which is really awesome. Also,